The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
I want to talk about weddings.
Good fun.
Nat and I don't have one to plan.
I'll tell you
in the near
what.
future.
We got
Stress-free.
engaged
We
once,
got
Nathan,
engaged
so...
once. Both we had a. Where did we get married? Did we get married at the Herdsman Tavern?
No, that was the engagement.
The engagement.
Party. It was a very long
And
engagement.
we did a beautiful video, a romantic video in Kings Park.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That was a different event, yeah.
Can I ask who called it off?
We both called it off at
Everybody.
exactly the same time, straight after it happened.
It was officially mutual.
It was mutual. That's really nice to hear.
Well, there's a reporter, Danica Davies, is it?
Mason, I think.
Mason.
Yeah.
Danica Davies
She
works with us.
Oh, Danica Davies works with
Morning, Dan.
This is like when Sean said Celeste Barber was going for the javelin gold medal at the World Championships.
I did.
Danica Mason, so she's called off her wedding to her longtime partner, Todd, 3 weeks before their planned ceremony in
so
October.
close.
So this is the thing. So she, the cancellation that came as a surprise to everyone, there were a lot of famous people going to be going to this wedding. She had to continue to fulfil her personal commitments, including the network's coverage of the NRL Grand Final
Yeah, she's on Channel
qualifiers
9.
over the weekend.
Yeah.
She did an amazing job. Her ring wasn't on her hand. So when you are calling off a wedding weeks or days beforehand,
You're a long way in. You're in deep.
sometimes you wonder, you hear people that just get married because the train has left the station and it's too close to its destination.
and
And
you
I can
can't get your
see
deposit
why.
back.
I can see why some people will just go, I might be having doubts, but usually something pretty big must happen for someone to pull a wedding
Yes.
off at the last
Yes,
minute.
Yeah,
I'd
because
imagine so.
I'd imagine, getting back to what you're saying, Nate, there's the cold feet issue, and we're going through this, maybe I should
Yeah, the
reconsider.
jitters, and that's normal.
This is the thing that you discover about each other, one or the other, and you go, that is it. We're done.
So
Because
you
you've
find out
invited
someone
everyone.
says, I'm going vegan.
Yeah,
Oh,
deal breaker.
Done, ring the
wedding's
bell.
off.
That's one.
Well, remember Sean, Caroline Wozniacki and Rory McIlroy.
Yes.
Their wedding off. So the invitations had gone out. And imagine the star power that would have been at that wedding. You know, she was the number one tennis player in the world at the time, and he was right up there as in the golf world. They would have had a star-studded wedding. The invitations had been delivered. It was happening.
Yeah, the one thing about that too, Nat, then it becomes so public because it's on all the news
course.
services straight away.
Of course.
So that is hard to get out of.
We want to find out if this has happened with you. We want to talk about weddings that were cancelled days or weeks
Yeah.
before it happened.
All the arrangements are in place. You've got the dress, everything.
Yes.
You're good to go. The invitations, people have booked their travel to come to your wedding.
That decision must be full on. We want to know why it happened and what the aftermath was. We're going to give somebody a family membership to Adventure
Oh,
World.
hello. That'll help you forget.
This is sick. It's valued at $580. You got to be quick and grab your discounted early bird season pass now at adventureworld.com.au.
Happiest place on earth.
Pulling the pin on the wedding just weeks or even days before.
Laura's in Scarborough. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Laura.
Laura, talk to us about a wedding that was cancelled at the last minute.
So it wasn't mine, but it was Mum. So sorry, Mum, if you're listening to this, she's going to hate me. But basically, 2 weeks before the wedding, she ended up pulling the pin because she found out that her fiance was still married to his ex-wife.
Okay, that's
okay,
problematic.
well, that's-
So legally, the wedding couldn't go ahead.
That's the
Was that-
problem with Australia and the way they look at sister wives. You know what I mean, Sean? They look down on the sister wives situation.
I know.
But they're really a group of girls having fun together, loving the same man.
If only
So
we all
old-fashioned,
lived in
isn't it?
Utah. Laura, did they stay together, or did she feel too upset about that?
Well, my mum and her and him had been together for 10 years.
Oh,
So I don't know how you don't know.
So
Oh, Laura, we did have a
Just
guy
a
that we worked with,
paperwork
though. We had a
issue.
guy that we worked with who...
yeah, that was a fairly unusual circumstance, though.
But he was still married to
Yeah, but he was a
that
gay
woman.
man.
Yeah, he was a gay man, and,
No, but he was
and they
still
were
married.
married.
It's just a piece
They
of
were
paper.
married in Vegas as part of
Yeah.
a stunt on their
And then
Kentucky
they-
tour,
I
and
think
the
they
paperwork
just
never went
forgot
through
about
to you know.
But back to you, Laura. I want to know about how did she find out?
Because they went to apply for, I don't know how it works, but you apply for, the marriage certificate
Yeah,
or
the
whatever
license.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta- yeah.
And she couldn't do it because he was still married. So we actually went through with, because we'd obviously paid for everything. So we kind of went through with the celebrations, but they
Yes.
didn't actually get married, and he wasn't there.
And he wasn't there.
You had the wedding without him being there.
Most women say the problem with the wedding is the groom.
That's true.
Just
a lot of brides
It's a party that's been paid for, Sean. So you've got all the booze, you've got all the food. Of course.
Yeah.
I get that,
you?
but so you go to get married and getting back to the point of he's already been married or he is already currently married. Why didn't he know that? And why wasn't it a thing where you go, oh, well, shit?
I think it's all very suspicious, personally.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So they're not together anymore?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Laura, can I just say my favourite thing about this whole thing with you telling us this story is we know that your mum probably doesn't want you to share it, so you whispered the entire thing.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Mum.
No, I just thought she was. So anyway,
Just telling us over the fence.
the whole conversation was like this, Laura.
Yes. Very
Wait
conspiratorial.
there. Sorry, guys, hold on. I can hear something. Anyway.
Someone's coming. Thanks, Laura. Kira, hello.
Hi.
Hi, Kira.
Kira, talk to us about a wedding that was cancelled at the last minute. What happened?
So I was with a guy for 10 years, engaged for 2.5. So it took 2.5
You're not
years to
Laura's
plan
mum,
a
are you?
Very good.
Keep going, Kira.
So weird. I have a daughter named Laura. Anyway. Yeah, Kira.
Yeah, so 2.5 years to plan the wedding. We spent $50,000 on it. 6 days beforehand, he decides he doesn't want to go ahead with it. His friend from his work cancelled her wedding the day before, so he went out to cheer her up. And he came home and ended it with me.
And
Wait there, what?
So the work friend has cancelled her wedding. Obviously, that's a big deal because they're well down the track as well.
No, so at that point, were they involved?
Yes.
Well, the funny thing is, he wanted her to come to my hens night, which she cried at.
Well, because
Okay.
you're marrying her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's pretty rude of you.
So the wedding, that was it. It was off.
Yep, it was off.
You'd
6
paid
days before.
$50,000.
Kira.
Yeah, and we lost the whole lot. We couldn't get any of it back because you need
Yeah.
2 weeks.
That's on him. That's on him to cover.
Did
that
he
bill.
end up then
Being with her?
Yeah, being with her.
Yeah, he ended up getting married to her 5 months later, and they've got a kid already.
Oh, Kira.
So it was definitely
That's
there was definitely
heartbreaking.
So
stuff
she
going on.
broke off her wedding, and then he's gone
And
to
they were-
console her, and that's where. So he went to
No,
console her. or
it
he
was
just-
going on before then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
surely.
But like,
We should
but-
be together.
then
We
he
should
It
be
had to
together.
have been going
So
on
that
before
would have
then.
been. That would have been a conversation they
found
maybe
his-
said, is both of us cancel our
Yeah.
weddings, and then one did it and the other one goes, oh my God.
Yes, because if
I
neither
found all
of them
his
cancelled,
Sorry, Laura. Sorry, Kira.
I found all his paperwork that he was building a house with her 2 weeks after she broke up with me.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I think it was
All right.
going on prior.
yeah. Sorry, they were cheating.
Kira, did you feel? I mean, apart from the betrayal thing, was there a feeling of great embarrassment to let everybody know that this wasn't going ahead? With 6 days out.
I had to let 100 people know, like, the next day.
How did you do it?
Kira, that is heartbreaking.
Is that a group text or what is it?
No, I rang everyone. Like,
So even
manually.
his
By
family
myself.
and friends.
Yeah.
And
I
did you
it
tell
all.
them? Could you tell them really what happened, or did you have like a sort of run of the mill?
They were all asking questions.
Yeah,
and
of
I
course they
told
were.
everyone.
And
told them, yeah.
yeah, okay, good, because you're in the right. You're
Yes,
in the right.
you're in the right.
Kira, have you found a new partner?
I have. Yeah, we've been together for 5 years now.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good,
Onwards
mate.
and upwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's many good blokes like me around, Kira. Just keep flying. Anyway, family membership to Adventure World valued at
Like you.
$580.
I thought you said
I was
good
surprised
blokes.
you didn't
Sorry.
jump onto that quicker.
It's a bit weird.
Adventure World, as I said, be quick and grab your discounted early bird season pass now at adventureworld.com.au. That is up for grabs.
All
Yeah.
right, we want to hear more stories of weddings that were cancelled at the very last minute.
Yes, if anyone has been at a wedding where the wedding was cancelled while you were there, I'd love to hear from that as well because, oh my God.
I love scandal.
I would pay through Ticket Tech to beat it up. Tony's in Duncraig. Hi, Tony.
Hi.
All right, Tony. So you were invited to a wedding, yes?
Yeah, we were invited to a wedding in Melbourne, and it's funny because it was a last-minute wedding, but now it's kind of last-minute being called off.
Oh.
So we're all set. We've got our flights. Everybody's set to go, and then they realised that he hadn't finalised his divorce.
Oh,
and they've
another
been
one.
married for 15 years.
Yeah.
And so when he asked her get a divorce. He thought it would be really quick, but she said no. And so everyone's lined up to go. And it's like, you know, it's both of their second marriages, and, you know, it's such a long time since they've been separated. They didn't think it was going to be a big deal, but she's like putting her foot down and saying absolutely not. So now they have to go through that process where, you know, one of the people doesn't agree to the divorce.
Yes.
Really? Because
a really long time.
It sounds like Married at First Sight, doesn't it? When they're at the commitment ceremony and then one person wants to go, the other one wants to leave, and they make you stay there for an extra week.
Yes.
But they've already left each
Except
other.
with 70-year-olds.
They're 70. I'm sorry, at 70, if you want to leave your partner, just let them go because they've got 5 minutes left.
But I think the lesson here is that if you want to get married, before you organise the wedding and pay the deposit on the venue, maybe get the paperwork done with your ex.
Hey, Nat, can I
And
ask you
before you get everyone to get their flights to different states and countries.
Yes.
70. Give it up. Honestly, I'm with Nathan.
No,
there. You haven't got
70-year-olds
time
can be
left.
happy too. but-
Oh, no, it's romantic. I
You
love
haven't
it.
got time for the
It is
paperwork.
romantic.
No, wait, the most of it. Nat, a contested divorce?
Well, it's like essentially, you know, they haven't agreed on the terms of the divorce. So he's saying, I'll just sign here. And she's like, no, hang on, it's a bit trickier than that.
But is it? If you've been
Yeah,
split up for
100%.
15 years or so?
Well, who knows? Who knows what
I don't
assets
know.
he's
So,
sitting on?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's a lot of factors.
Usually
at play
there's
there.
like an agreement of payment over a period of time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
someone's been
Yeah.
paying the other person and that's going to stop.
Yeah. And between them, they probably own 8 houses they bought for $40 each.
Yeah, I guess there's a bit of paperwork.
Tony. Let's go to Ellie in Cloverdale. Hello.
Good morning. How are you going?
Good, Ellie.
Ellie,
Hi,
are you a
Ellie.
wedding coordinator?
I used to be up until very recently, yeah.
God. Okay, you've got
So
some
I've got
insight.
many stories.
Yes, please. Hit us with one.
So a few years ago, there was a wedding and it was all happening, and we got to the wedding day and the groom was, you know, at the end of the aisle, all the guests were waiting. The bride rocked up in the limo, freaked out, and they left.
Sped off and never came back.
What? She actually got out of the car and went, nah.
No, the limo
Stayed in the
told
car.
the driver, just keep going. I don't want to do this. And her maid of honour called one of the other guests and said they're not coming back. So that was it. The wedding was done. But
So wait, there,
He
what
was
happens? So
standing
what
at the
happens? To,
altar.
what happens to everyone at the wedding when that happens? Because she's taken off. Do people like? Because you got the food and everything there. What's the reality of what happens?
Well, everyone was quite in shock, so there was certainly like a, half an hour where we weren't quite sure what to do, if we wait to see if she changes her mind. But eventually her family, like her immediate family, just started filtering off and leaving. And the groom, because everything was paid for, he just carried on.
So her family left and his
Yeah.
family stayed and ate and drank everything.
Yeah. But at what
Yeah,
point are
pretty
the
much.
guests allowed to put their hand in the wishing well to get their present back?
I know.
point.
I know. Well, it didn't look very full at all, to be honest,
Okay.
from memory. But, they pretty much just had a big party and cut out all the formalities. So, yeah.
You know, with
kind
the
of
wishing
party
well,
is
if you're
it?
going back to the wishing well, you always grab the fattest envelope.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, what me?
But it's like
That is
$5
amazing.
notes. Yeah.
That guy just standing there.
That is-
Because at the start you go, oh, this is shits
It's
and
a bit of
giggles.
fun.
Oh, a bit harsh.
Yeah,
She's got me out.
she needs to fix her lipstick or something. It's just taking longer. But no, she sped off. Imagine the maid of honour. It's enough that they have to organise the hen's day and everything.
Yeah.
Imagine having to place that call. Oh yeah, no, she's changed her mind. She's not coming.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish off with Sherry in Lansdale. Hi, Sherry.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good,
Sherry.
mate. We're having the greatest time talking about this. What happened?
Oh, well, my husband at the time, this was going back 10, 11 years ago, he was working obviously with a young lady who was going to be getting married.
Yeah.
3 days out, all the guests from South Africa flew in. It was 3 days out for the wedding.
Oh.
She was 20. I was about 42 at the time.
Yes.
And she approached my husband and said, hey, if I don't go through with the wedding, are you up for it?
What?
Are you available? Can we make a go of this?
Yes.
And clearly that's the direction they went.
What?
And so there was no wedding. I found out later that I broke into his Messenger account, as you do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Facebook account.
Yeah.
And found all these messages from her asking him over on a Sunday and will you come and meet me for aerobics and
Is that what you call it?
How old was he?
Well, you do get a sweat up.
How old was he?
He was 40, yeah.
And
yeah.
sucked in. You know what? Sucked in. Here he is, just because he thinks they're hot. As a 40-year-old living a 20-year-old girl's life, the amount of stuff he would have gone to, Sean is going.
That would have been a nightmare.
So you're ready to go to a wedding, and instead you lost your husband, essentially.
Yeah, that's right.
Sherry,
so, yeah.
Were you guys invited? Were you invited to that wedding, Sherry?
I wasn't. I wasn't, but he could have very well been.
How did she have such a close relationship with your husband to begin?
They all
together.
worked together.
Oh, so you okay? Right. So those two were more close than you guys were. Yes.
Well, not that I was
Obviously.
aware of.
Yeah.
It blindsided me. He ended up. Funny enough, it didn't end up with her, but he ended up marrying another woman from the same workplace that he met through his workplace. That lasted 15 months, and then he just recently got married to another one from that same workplace.
Holy
Hey, where is this place?
So
We've
yes,
got to go and check it out.
all these single women that just want to get
Does he work
married.
at a modelling agency? What is this?
I hate to tell you this, guys, but he was a radio announcer.
Was he? Do we know? Don't say his name. Do we know him?
No. Well, you could have met him down along the line, but no, I don't think so.
Wow.
Was he super attractive?
I don't think so. Oh,
I don't think so.
charm, I
He had a nice
suppose.
car.
Yeah, the charm.
Kind of lives
Yeah,
the nice
yeah,
car.
yeah.
What we're talking about.
Wow,
I think
Sherry.
he's actually smoothie. He can smooth anybody, but
Yeah.
it's not what. I sometimes listen to him on the radio and I say to the kids, God, who's that? I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
So he's currently on the radio today. These days.
He still does a bit of that. Yeah.
Sherry.
Everybody, let's open up a new competition.
Thanks, Sherry.
You know what? I would have loved to do a breakfast radio with him. You know, husband and wife, or husband and ex-wife.
Yes.
And, oh man,
It'd be quite a panel.
That would be fun.
It's a
That'd be
podcast
great.
waiting to happen.
We're cancelling Mystery
He's
Voices
right.
now. We're doing Mystery Cheaters. This is great.
Thanks, Sherry.
Thanks, Sherry.
Cheers.
$580 is this family membership to Adventure World. That's what it's valued at. Be quick and grab your discounted early bird season pass now at adventureworld.com.au. So many great calls.
Amazing stories.
I'm going to go back to Kira, who just got me straight away when she started things, and her relationship
2.5
fell apart.
years, 6
6
days
days.
before the wedding,
Yeah.
$50,000 down the gurgler. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable.
Another cheater.
Yeah.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Your parents used to say you're going to wash your mouth out with soap. Did anyone ever have
No.
their mouth washed out with soap?
No, because I
Yes.
was a perfect
You
child.
did?
Yeah, for swearing.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't swear when I was younger. I remember walking to Nana's house one day and my brother Graydon pushed me against a brick wall and said, "Say it, the F word." Say it. And then I ended up saying it and cried and ran to Nana's house and told her.
Oh, me and my
And
brother
then I got
Dave.
in trouble for saying it again.
Well, like you and your brother, me and my brother Dave would have mad punch-ons, particularly if it was over a game of sport out the front.
Yeah.
And, obviously I'd swear at him or he'd swear at me. And we'd have to wait till Dad gets home and he would do that.
What, as in wash your mouth out with soap?
He would put soap on our tongues and stuff like that.
Do you remember the first time that you swore in front of your parents they didn't do anything? It's like, here we go.
We're on
Here
air.
we go.
We're over the barrier.
And then you just sound like the most filthy wharfie from that day on.
Well, certainly, I didn't swear in front of my parents when I was a kid. Ever. Never, ever.
Yeah.
I've certainly made up for it.
Oh,
as I've
yeah.
gotten older.
On the flip side of things too, that as an adult, my mum and dad, my mum would never swear.
No,
My
same.
dad didn't swear. I don't remember my dad not swearing at me, but his voice got strong when he was displeased. But I swear around the kids all the time.
Your dad wouldn't swear at you.
I don't remember him swearing.
No,
at me,
Nathan, no.
I
Your
didn't hear anything
situation
but
was
a swear
unusual.
word. I didn't hear anything but a swear word until I was 18.
This doesn't surprise us, but it wasn't normal.
Can I ask you the mum thing? And all our mums are the same.
What?
They don't swear. My mum's not a drinker. She
No,
might have
not a
one or
drinker,
two
not a
Same.
drinker. Because they come from the generation of driving their drunken
Yes,
husbands home.
exactly. Although my dad's not a big drinker, he would have one Swan Gold after a day out working in the fields.
Yeah.
Nat, don't worry, my dad's having your dad's share.
Good on you, Brian. You're
He's
doing
fine.
your bit.
He's fine.
Love it.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So over the break, I went to get some food. So really, you know what? I just wanted to treat myself. As you know, when during the work week and the work year, when I'm at Nova, I eat like I'm in prison.
You know,
And also you eat the same thing every night. So you'll seize on something like turkey sandwiches, remember that era?
Yeah.
And then you will have that every night.
Every night for months.
For months.
But you never eat breakfast. That's
And I have
one thing.
since the turkey sandwich era, I've never gone back. So turkeys.
Yes,
so
that's off the table now.
Yeah, I will
you
hit
eat a
hit
lifetime's
food.
worth of turkey sandwiches and then you move on to something else.
Only way to live.
No, I disagree.
Anyway, so I was treating myself to some burgies.
Wow.
And I was picking them up for Mum and Dad. So I do a thing that Sean puzzles you, and I order them online to then pick up at the store.
Never done it. Never done it personally.
Yeah.
So do you
I don't
do
know
that
why.
through Uber Eats?
No,
okay,
this is just through their website.
Oh, they have their own
Yeah,
app.
and this particular place,
Why don't
which
you
I
just
won't
ring them?
mention, because you can't ring in the orders.
Okay.
Sean,
You have to.
It's not
Sean.
the 1950s. Why don't you just ring them?
That's what I do.
On your
I
wall
ring up.
phone?
Can you,
What are you
can you
talking
ring
about?
places?
I
still?
ring the Japanese place all the time. This is what I want. I'm coming.
Are you supposed to?
That's the
It works.
There's this guy again.
They pick up the phone and go, hello,
Why does he just
Sean.
get on the
Screaming teriyaki chicken at me. Anyway, this is the place I had an issue with because there's a pickup fee, by the way. So you go online, you order the food, you pay the food.
No.
And then
You drive and pick it up.
You drive to pick it up, you walk in, and for them to push the bag towards you, they charge you a fee.
So if you walked in and ordered over the counter,
No,
they
there's
don't
no
charge
pickup
you a
fee.
fee.
Is that not disgusting?
So the fee is for them to look at the app and go, we have an order.
to receive the order.
Yeah, that's wrong, mate. That's wrong.
Anyway, so when I was out the front, because they said the food was ready and they lied, so I was out the front for another 15
Did
minutes.
you hit them with a waiting fee?
I always think about that when we're in the
That's
doctors.
so funny.
No.
I trump your pickup fee.
Yeah.
My waiting
Yeah,
fee.
I always think about that.
And you should see how much my money I make a minute. So, anyway, while I was there, so I'm there and there was a car park in front of me and a car park behind me, because I'm parked along the street, and two cars are pulled in and there's some young dudes in their hotted up cars.
Cool young
Awesome.
dudes.
Cool
were
young
they?
dudes, cool young dudes. And then, so one of them's sort of revving their car, and the other one's a poled out, and they've gone to the car in front, which looked like a very shiny, I don't know what type it was, a Commodore. It had all the things on it.
But it was clean.
Okay. Yeah, clean.
Freshly
It was
waxed.
that green colour, the lime green
Lime
colour.
green.
Oh, lime
Wow.
green. Okay.
The lime green colour. Anyway, so, and all the guys out there, they were like going, yeah, man.
Frothing.
Yeah, this is sick. This is sick. And then the other guy goes, you know what this is? And I went, what? And he goes, this is gonna pull the chicks. And then he talked about it being a cat magnet.
Oh, that's... Does he want... So he's trying to attract girls with cats.
Well, yes, he did bring up. It was another word for cat, but he said
okay.
like it was like the magnet. There's going to
For
be
all those
cat. Just
I
over
would-
the bonnet.
Be careful with that many
glove
cats.
box.
That's a lot of cats.
That's a lot of cats, man. Be careful, dude.
Get some
I was
kitty
just
litter.
Thinking, and I looked at the guy objectively, and I
Sure.
thought, you're not bad looking. You're not a bad looking young kid. But do you really think that do we live in a world where a girl will go out with a guy because of a car?
Yes.
And I also
Yes.
think that
100%.
maybe that it's more attractive to the other guys that were looking at it. Girls wouldn't go up and go,
Don't look at the same lens.
yeah, that's right. Look at that car. Like, they're not that excited about it. I mean,
summer
if
nats happen every year.
if you're
Summer nats.
16 and you don't have any other mode of transport, then a
So
boy with
the
a car is
attractive
very
thing.
attractive.
So it's not about the lime green Commodore, it's
about-
about the lift.
Yes, that's very attractive.
No, I think now you went off to you were forced to go to a car show once.
Yes,
There were other women there.
who were probably
Who were
also
forced as well.
No, I reckon they're passionate.
Look, I
We've
think
spoken
that,
to
like
people.
anything, there is a section of women that get excited about burnouts. It's not a massive amount of people. It's not like every
No.
girl is going sick
No,
for a
but
burnout.
some
but
people,
you've
some
got to
women
understand.
are sick for cars.
But
They
you've got to
are.
understand-
And that's that starting point where they go, oh my God, look at his car. Next thing you know,
But I don't think
you
those
get a
women
freebie.
are in the same Venn diagram as the people that those guys are trying to attract.
Because those guys, what was coming out of their mouths, Sean, it was that this car is going to guarantee all
Action.
women to want this young man.
That's right. That he is now irresistible to all
he
women.
is the Brad Pitt of the street?
I think it happened. Well, I think it happens 100%.
Let's find out. This is a simple question. Do chicks date guys because of their cars?
Someone comes towards you in a Toyota Tarago and you're like, yeah.
He's a family man.
I see a future with this guy.
That's right. Ovaries popping.
We're going to give somebody a $150 voucher to V-Race.
Oh,
How
nice.
good's that? Experience the rush of full-motion virtual reality racing these school holidays. You can book now at vrace.com.au. But ladies, let us know if you've been attracted to a man because of a car.
Not because
And-
he was hot.
No.
Just because of the car. You
And-
saw that car and went, oh, hello.
And guys, have you had a car that was a cat magnet?
Yeah, for sure.
Ellie, do you find, you're a woman, do you find that cars...
I checked the other day.
The cars are attractive. Like, have you ever gone,
Put up a tail.
there's a hot car, I must date the man inside it?
No, but a car can make a guy hotter.
What does Dougie drive? What does Dougie
I
drive?
won't say.
What does he
He's
drive?
having to rest on his good looks.
Yeah, what does
because of
Dougie
the
drive?
car.
Yeah.
Well, Dougie, I love Dougie.
Yeah.
I love him
But
so
it's a BMX and she's on the handlebars.
Very Nicole Kidman about you there.
Alyssa, hello.
Hello.
Hi, Alyssa.
We are posing the question, do girls find cars attractive?
Yes. I do personally.
So you
I
would date a guy for his car?
I did. I went to a speedway event. I've grown up around speedway, so I am into cars as it is.
Yep.
And I had been talking to a particular guy before the event, and when I got there, I saw his Duke was not that nice. It was old and dingy, and one of his friends had a nice Holden SS Ute. It was much newer, much
Yes.
prettier.
Yes.
So I ditched that guy for his friend.
His friend had a prettier ute.
It's a cat magnet, no.
Wow. Okay, objectively, who was more attractive out of the two?
Definitely the guy with the black Ute that I went for.
Okay, so he was
okay.
a hotter guy.
Okay, so it was a hotter guy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if the other guy, so if the original guy with the car that you weren't so impressed was hotter than the guy with the nicer car, how would that pan out?
Probably still would have gone for the Ute.
Utes above all. There we go.
I mean, it's worked out. I married the guy.
Oh, okay.
There you go, Alyssa.
So
Well-
you're not just shallow.
Wow. Did he give you a life of cars that you loved? What do you guys got now in the garage?
He now drives a Toyota 79 Series Ute, so
Everyone
I get more
loves them.
attention than I.
He's still a ute guy.
There you
go.
All right. Knows the way to Alyssa's heart. Thanks, Alyssa. Chris is in Piara Waters. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Chris.
Chris, this is exciting. From a guy's perspective, do cars attract women?
Absolutely, 100%. Because back in the days of young Bill, I had the use of a quite a nice car. Wasn't my car. Might belong to my mum.
You say your mum's car.
Is that your mum's car, mate? Yeah.
My car was getting serviced as it needed, and I ended up dating a girl for a couple of weeks. I had the mum's car.
Yeah.
It was all good. Everything's going fine. Had to give mum's car back, obviously, because the car got fixed, ready to go.
Yeah.
And my blue Hyundai XL, it didn't cut it. I was dumped.
She dumped you.
You were dumped.
She dumped you.
Over the
when-
car. Chris, what
Over
was your
car.
mum's car? Just so we can see comparison.
Yeah, BMW.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that
she's
is a
got
bit of
your
a bait
money.
and switch,
Yeah.
Chris.
You have to declare up front.
Yeah, I
you have
think
to
you
say,
need to
this
say
is
it.
my mum's car.
Yeah, if you're in a luxury vehicle, it's not yours, and you're driving a hatchback. I do think it's. I do think you need to tell that. But that is so funny.
Listen, so I have to fix this. So, went through a few different cars, but I made sure that they were the right car because absolutely 100% the girls need to look fine in the ride, apparently.
Okay, Chris, so there are a lot of young men right now that are in the market for a new car and they'd love a cat magnet. So what car did you settle on that will guarantee a life of a wonderful woman?
Well, back in the day, it was the Subaru WRX.
Oh,
Yeah, the Rex, yeah.
the Rexy.
Yeah, because you could fly them around the streets.
No, you'd only go the speed limit, Sean.
Oh, of course I would.
Yeah, driving around looking for a Subaru. Swan.
Scott's in Upper Swan. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey,
Right,
Scott.
Scotty, talk to us. Is this a real phenomenon?
It was about 13 years ago. I moved from.
Hey, Scott,
UK
your
to
phone
Australia.
line is really muffly, so we might get back to... let's have a listen.
That's better.
That's better. All right, start again. Yep.
Yeah, so I moved from the UK to Australia about 13 years ago, and made a few friends, and we decided to go to Breakwater down at Hillary's.
Yes, good
And as a few guys are sitting there having a few drinks, there's a bunch of they're not ugly girls sitting there at the end of the bar.
Yes.
So one of them decided to come up and start chatting to me. And then the first question, she didn't even ask my name. The first question she asked was what car I drove.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then one of my mates just looked at me and he walked like with a big wow and then walked away. And I just told her, I said, look, I drive a transit van, and she literally just got up and left.
I drive a transit van.
She just got up and left me, and I was just like, oh, well, there's no chance there. I had a fiance at the time, so I couldn't have done nothing anyway. But yeah,
I had a fiance at the time.
Hey, Scott, was it a question you've ever been asked in the UK before?
They like the boy racer crackerjack cars, but when I moved to Australia, I thought, a bit of class, Breakwater would be nice. And then, the first thing she asked me was, what car do you drive? And I was like, a transit van. And she picked up her drink and left. And I was like, all right, okay.
You know what? She's really an idiot, because my next question is, what's in the back of that transit van?
A mattress and gag tape.
God. I think her instincts might have been strong, to be honest. Thanks, buddy. All right, we move on to Crystal in Midland. Hello.
Hey, how you going?
Hey, Crystal.
Are you the sort of girl who loves a guy for his car?
Yeah, so I actually work at Repco, and I met my boyfriend through TikTok.
Wait,
What do you mean?
Tell us all of this. Go.
So I just scrolling through TikTok, and I was like, oh, my God, I really like this car. I'll message him. So I did. And so he drives a LS2 GU Patrol, so it's a conversion car.
Okay.
So he's done all the work to take the engine out and put all this, big engine in. And, yeah, we pretty much just hit it off from there. We, met up, and then, I can drive his car now whenever I want. So best of both worlds.
And does he get your staff discount at Repco?
Of course he does.
Hey.
A mutually beneficial arrangement,
Crystal.
Nathan.
Wow, that's amazing.
Okay, so the car. So it was have you always liked those cars, or it was just particularly that car?
Well, I like both of them. So the engine's out of a Commodore.
Yes.
So I love Commodores, and it's a Patrol, and I love going full driving. So
You know what?
best of both worlds in a
I used to
way.
have a Patrol.
We've been talking about this all morning
You're
about
married,
this
Sean. Stop
car
trying to crack on,
situation,
Mate.
and we're talking about the cars that we wouldn't be attracted to. And for me personally, it's probably the supercars, right? Because I just think that's too intimidating for me. But also for me, Crystal, it'd be any car that has a snorkel on it. Because if it's got a snorkel on it shows me that your weekends are different to mine.
Could be camping involved.
Yeah. So how long have you been with him for, Crystal?
Just over 2 years.
No way!
That's beautiful.
And has he still got the same car?
Yeah, he does.
Okay, and if he ever sells it, will you have to be in the decision-making process for what the new vehicle's going to be?
He would never sell it,
He would
honestly.
never sell it.
It's just like his own little baby.
This is amazing.
Does he love that car more than he loves you?
Oh, that's debatable.
Well, to be honest, Crystal loves that car more than she loves him. So I think if they both love the car equally, that's fine.
Pretty much.
There you go. Thanks, Crystal.
Absolutely, $150 voucher to spend at V-Race, by the way. Experience a rush of full-motion virtual reality. It's a great place. I'm going to go with Scott, actually, with the transit van.
Yeah,
because we know what goes in the back of that.
Well, he told us.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.